3, 2, 1.
I just caught a vibe with you, baby. Can't wait till I'm inside of you, baby. Waking up inside of you, baby. I just caught a vibe with you, baby. Can't wait till I'm inside of you, baby.
Welcome back, Powerheads. It's me, your boy Warhog. We're sitting up here with E. Dot and our boy Invisidil. It's time for Ghost Book 2, Season 2, Episode 7. It hits the fan. So we all start off like with some surprising-ish right here. Your boy Lorenzo and Drew both have guns cocked and they waiting outside of a door. And they both kick the door in, and what do they find?
Well, you know, we heard about it last episode when he said he's going to take care of them. And he just needed to make sure that the number 2 was in charge, you know, was on board with it. So, I mean, they were taking care of him.
There you go. So they took out Keno, didn't they? Oh, we all surprised who pulled the trigger, though?
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised that Drew pulled the trigger.
Because there's some new second in command dude. We thought all along it was going to be Chino. But instead of Chino, some other dude looked like, what's his name, Crimea River? Justin Timberlake. He told Justin Timberlake, yo, you handle this. He said, I got you. And then he wasted her, right? You know, your boy Drew was kind of upset at this point because he was trying to like pillow talk her, even though that's the wrong pillow for him. And I thought it was like a goose down convention. What the hell is going on? Yeah, so they smoked her real quick and they got out of there. Then your girl Monet sitting up in the bar, you know, counting her money, trying to make her plans. And somebody shows up. And it's not the Dexter connection. Because you remember Dexter? All about that serial killer that was working in pathology lab out of Miami. And
yeah. I mean, I never really got into it, but I saw it, yeah.
The forensic guy working there, and he knew how to plan crimes and all that. And the reason why he did know that is he was discovered in a pool of blood, of his mom's blood, that these guys killed her. So he was traumatized by that. And this cop named Harry took him in, and he started training him how to kill the people that escaped the clutches of the law. And Angel Batista ended up getting with the captain there, who you might recognize as Lauren Velez. And Lauren Velez and Batista was an item back in there, the captain and the detective. Uncle Frankie was Angel Batista. So you think about that as like, well, maybe they know some of the same people, blah, blah, blah. And then bam, the captain comes up, Lauren Velez. And you're like, oh man, they're giving us a Dexter connection. That was pretty hot, I thought. And if you remember Laura Velez from New York Undercover, right? Either way, moving forward from that, she pops up and she's like, you know, I'm expecting my husband back. Do you know anything about what's going on? I would hate to see you in this position, this turn, my family and all that. And Monet is just like, you know the game. Wow, take this glob of money. And she's like, okay, I think I'll take it. Tells Lorenzo to be safe out there, which is a veiled threat.
Pretty much, yeah.
She's looking kind of good, though. So meanwhile, Davis and Sachs, you know, they're up to no good, but they're trying to help Tariq.
As always.
But they're trying to help Tariq out for that, not $1, but $2 million. They meet him at a church, you know, to try to like talk to him and say, don't go to this Jabari tribute dinner because cops are going to be crawling all over the place.
It would have been a bad look for him to have gone. So, I mean, I completely agree. It'd have been bad.
He started talking to Tariq, and they were like, you know, we got this video, and in this video, this dude shoots Detective Ramirez, and they saying it kind of looks like you. So your boy Tariq is just acting out of reflexes now without thinking about anything. No, I met with Paula, who is actually Davis's ex-partner, who he was boning with on the side, but she got sick of the shenanigans.
Exactly.
Right. And then she's talking about also Yaz knows where he was at that particular time. And, you know, so Davis is like, I don't know if I want to go ahead and try to get her involved as a witness. I don't think that's going to be difficult. And what's your boy Sachs say?
Sachs was like, I knew you were boning her. I think the kicker was that it wasn't just that she wouldn't testify. It was that she couldn't legally testify as to why she was meeting with Tariq. And the timeline didn't really work out that well either.
But it was close.
It was close, but prosecution could have ate it up, and it would have been like, hey, you know, he still could have made it in time, technically. And she would also been on the stand, opening herself up to questions as to why she was there, you know, because she was showing him an illegally obtained video of him drunk confessing to killing ghosts.
Yep, illegally obtained by Saks. Davis, believe it or not, would come out smelling like roses, and that's like ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy. He's the only person that would not have caught something, as far as an ethical charge.
Yeah, so your boy Tariq is back scaring the socks off of Carrie. He's back in class and whatnot. And then she was like, she tries to play it off with her big old leather pockets. And she's like hitting him up with, I don't know, them joints look like Pop-Tarts, I don't know. But she's hitting him up with like, what are you going to do? Blah, blah, blah. We're talking about, power and how, you're supposed to be able to control somebody's life. What do you think about it, Tariq? And, Tariq doesn't really give all that dope answer. But the Karen was like, I don't know. You can't have authority over people because who's to say who's the authority? And I was like, wait a minute, because I was identifying her as a Karen from the moment they were dragging Tariq across the campus. And then she just looked at him like, ew, right? And then later on, she was like, is he going to be able to come back to class? Like, she was terrified.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think she definitely saw the, what happened, and everybody. I mean, they perp walked him across campus, which obviously, he's accused of killing a cop. They're not going to show you any, not going to show you any favors. So they perp walked him, but at the same time, I mean, nobody knows whether he did it or not, and the people that know him, from class, I don't think they think that he's capable.
Yeah, and then your girl Lauren starts to expose Carrie a little bit because she's pissed. She, all along Carrie was telling her that Tariq wasn't going to be involved when she was trying to put it on Tariq, right?
Mm-hmm. She was trying to put on Tariq the whole time to get the heat off of her.
Yeah, like teachers exploiting students. People are like, what's going on with that joint? Davis meets with Paula, who, by the way, is looking way better for some reason. Maybe it's that big diamond necklace she had on, or showing the shoulders and stuff like, woo.
Yeah.
They have the little toast. So he wants to drink to him accepting her apology that she tried to steal Tariq away. And she stands up with a smirk and she's like,
pours the drink out on his feet. On his feet. Oh my God, that was so disrespectful.
Shoes.
At the same time, though, he had to have known that it was coming. She wasn't just going to sit there and have a drink with him. She wasn't going to testify because she couldn't testify. She's going to open herself up to all the questions. So it was a lost cause when he went there. I don't even know why he went there.
And then she was like, put your ring back on.
Exactly. Like, put your ring back. I mean, granted, I will say this. That's a little bit of a shady comment, especially considering the fact that you knew he was married the whole time. So
you get it.
Tell him to put his ring back on. Like, how about you don't fuck a married man? I mean, I don't know. Like, I think it kind of goes both directions.
But now she's better than it.
Yeah. Oh, because you stopped? Ooh. Thanks.
This is not my favorite scene. So Evan Drew was doing their thing. And then boom, 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 knock on the door. Everybody's favorite, Kevin Whitman.
Exactly. Everybody's favorite fucking detective. Just trying to get whoever he can get that's attached to Carrie Milgram to go down for what's going on.
There you go.
He didn't even care. He's like, as long as they're attached to Carrie, I don't care.
Because I want to get her too.
When Method Man went to go talk to Carrie Milgram when he found out who was Lauren's counsel, he was like, wait. He's like, so you've had sex with, 1, 2, 3, 4 people involved in this case. And the 4 people were him, Zeke, Detective, and Jabari.
And soon to come Tate, but we'll get to that in a minute. But the little smooth move by your boy Davis, she was like, you don't have an ethical bone in your body. And he was like, I don't know of many bones that have not been in your body.
Your body.
I was like, oh, hit him with the woo. That's what's up. Monet is like bugging out. She's still trying to figure out what to do. And she's trying to avoid your boy Dante Spears, AKA
Zeke's father.
AKA
Mecca. Yeah, I mean, okay, come on.
Right, so he hits up Zeke on the court and he's like, hey, you want to play one-on-one? He's like, nah, I'm working on my form. And he's like, yeah, one shoe half size bigger than the other, right? And he's like, how did you know that? And he's like, it runs in the family. I'm your father, Zeke. Star Wars.
My thing with that was if he was really going to go all out and go up to Zeke and be like, hey, I'm your dad, I think he needed to blow up Monet's spot to put her on a chop block because she was able to kind of quickly finagle the situation and be like, hey, Zeke, your father's in jail for life. He's never coming out. This is just somebody trying to, gain some money. You don't need to go talk to your mother, like this and other. But I think had Mecca just said, yeah, and Monet is your mother, not the woman that you think.
But he doesn't know. He doesn't know. He just thinks that they have a typical mother-son relationship. So basically when she was 16 and she was popping up, her Christian family probably, or Baptist, whatever the hell they are, would shuffle that baby down to somebody else to be raised, Monet's older sister. And so that Monet can just do what she does and whatnot. But I don't think they knew she was going to be an empress in the crime world. She was able to put the stop on it. Once your boy, and he said it later on, but I'd like to throw it in there anyway right now. He said, yeah, some Rick Fox looking nigga came up with me on the basketball court. But this is the funny part, because he's bald-headed, right? I thought he had said Red Fox.
He said Rick Fox. He said some Rick Fox looking motherfucker.
You got to keep it in the basketball world, right?
Yeah, he definitely did.
All right, so basically, that leads to another conversation with Monet and Mecca. And she was like, you disappeared. He said, I did not disappear. He said, I was locked up and they offered me the military. And at the time, I didn't have anything to live for. I didn't know where you were. To think that I could be going to my son's basketball games and having a connection with my son, I would have made different choices. That probably dictated a lot of what he did in life. Tariq meets with Tamika. He tries to call her back in the picture because she gave him a little trustworthy advice back in the day. The wild part is I didn't know that she knew that Tariq killed Ray Ray. She put up the picture of all the bodies. Yeah, she was like, look, these are the bodies of piling. But none of those bodies belonged to Tariq. That all belonged to Tommy and Ghost. Some of them she thought all belonged to Ghost. And some of them was Tommy. Remember Ghost dropped off that money with the old girl, the Latin chick, who was originally the very first episode of Power. And so she dropped money off with him. And then Tommy came up to clean house afterwards. He was like on the Zoe mission, no loose ends. But, she was like, you need to fess up and who talked you into doing this, blah, blah, blah. Because he did tell her what happened, but he didn't name names. And then so she was like, you need to do it. You get this 5-year deal. Now, what's the problem with the 5-year deal? He ain't gonna make. One, he's not gonna make it out after he snitched. Two, his sister and his grandmother they're not gonna live for any length of time on the street. Moving forward, your girl is bugging out. Curry is listening. She's bugged the classroom. And that was the worst move she could ever do because everybody's talking stuff. The word is out. Yeah, word's out. Because, it's probably Lauren who's like, you know what? I don't care. I'm about to running that mouth. You set me up. Yeah, you set me up. That's why Tariq never told her anything, because he already knows she gonna run a damn mouth. But she's hurt now. So, you messing with me and my man. So then the Dean Juan comes in to shut her down because we got this big Jabari memorial dinner. And, it's going to be all these sponsors and all these alumni donors and all this stuff. People are going to be giving money to the school. And so he comes and shut it down. He's like, doing rumors about your personal life. And I just don't think you're the best representative at this point. But who comes to the rescue? Good old Tate always seems to slide in at the right and wrong time. But he did it for self-serving reasons, though. He needed her to be there because he needed that +1 because he knew he wasn't going to get that picture. He knew he was going to get the picture of the blackface. And so his backup plan was, okay, I'm going to let him know about the fact that I know, that the picture exists. And that'll be enough. I won't need the picture. If I tell him about the fact that I know that the picture exists, I'm good. Yeah, but then your boy, Weston, he goes, I don't take kindly to blackmail. And he said, but you do carry blackface. Yeah, no. That was a nice, but that was really letting him know that he knew about the picture, though. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. I'm gonna let you know I know all about this picture. Yeah, so that was pretty tight. Meanwhile, your girl Carrie, she tries to muscle through the announcements and the whole speech thing, and she can't do it. As soon as she broke down. Yeah, she broke down. And then so she leaves and she runs to her office, and who's there again? Councilman Tate. But then he's trying to smooth it out, and then actually he does a little something. He said, I've been there many times. He said, I've been circling the drain many times, and the game is never over. He said, as long as, you can stick through it, you just got to go ahead and muscle up and just get to the next phase. And she was like, what? And then he fessed up about what his whole goal is.
Exactly. That was crazy.
And I was like, wait, what?
I just needed this +1 just so that I could go and make a move on my political behalf.
But you did mention something about him being self-serving. So I think all that turns and spirals down to the panties.
Oh, for sure. I mean, everybody's trying to get in carry milk and panties.
He's next up.
It ain't that difficult, but everybody fit
in one of those big leather pockets. Hey, Carrie. They set up to meet with Mecca and Zoe. And then Zoe has a +1. Rocky is up there. It's like, Rocky's like, damn, she looks familiar, right? And then so you kind of put it together, but I'm not going to put it together yet until we see the scope part. So she's like, there's 2, and it ends up the extra is Drew. And then Kane is like, what you doing here? Get out of here. And then Zoe's that he digs that, because that's going to be his new second in command and whatnot. And so they have their little discussion. Are you ready to supply? Because we're about to take over Queens. And he's like, oh, really? You got it like that? And he's like, I got it like that as soon as I just get, a few more soldiers together. And he's like, you want soldiers? We got soldiers. Now, so it means that not only was he in Kuwait with Chef, he was in Kuwait with Rocky, and he's got a gang more. He's got a battalion. So you probably can guess that he was a commander at some point in time in the military. For sure. He was definitely at some point, like senior, non-commissioned officer or some type of officer. Because those people ride for him very, very heavy. When they threw that smoke grenade and they busted that card game, they came in there very surgical. They were not playing around. It was all military tactics. You could tell. Red dots everywhere. Rocky behind the red dot. Rocky's like scoping the territory and making sure that when your boy Mecca knows there's a +1 coming with Zoe. Wait a minute, we seen her before. Remember when Nuff was getting chucked out? Yeah, then, she was there. And then you got to take it back further. You can't stop the rain. So remember the red car was driving around and she thought, is this Dante? And then the old girl jumped out of the car. It was Rocky. Yeah, so Rocky is just deep in his joint. And so we got Rocky and we got Chef and they getting busy on stuff. That was pretty dope. I like that. Now, my question is, you got the Broad Street Killers. Are they done? Because, he smoked a whole cauldron of them joints. You know what I mean? Yeah. And everybody in that hall died, except for Carlito. Except for Carlito, everybody died. So did they wipe out the Broad Street Killers and now they're inserting the soldiers that are on loan from Mecca? I guess I think that's the plan. Okay. Because guess what? Because if Mecca controls the soldiers, he doesn't care that Zoe's buying the product from him. But Mecca is controlling the soldiers. Therefore, Mecca really is controlling the whole operation. Zoe just thinks he's doing something. There you go. And then what they say, keep your friends close. But your enemies closer. Reach out and touch somebody's skull. Tariq is sitting up there. Lauren tries to come by and apologize. He's not having none of it. Plus, he's using the excuse that David told him to stay away from her. Diana shows up and he was like, nah, you good? And then so Diana comes up and she's like, look, man, I just want to be here with you. Yeah, you've been trying to get them draws for a long time. I feel like Tariq is just like he's on a terror path at this point because, he was last episode, he was messing with Effie. And episode before that was Lauren. And now Diana. And that's the exact reason why Monet doesn't want Diana at Stansfield. Because she's like, look, nah, that wasn't how you wide open. Trust me, we already know. So there you go. So she puts the kiss on him. And he's like, are you sure? She's like, I'm sure. And he's like, Monet must never know. And she's like, that's okay. It's all good with me. So then, you smash some more smashing. Thank God he didn't wear the Batman boots. That was like, wow. Although he did have the sparkly Michael Jackson jacket when he met with Davis and Sachs in the church. What is going on with the choices, young brother? What is going on? I just don't know. Did he really pick that out? A lot of them picked their own fashion out. So I think I feel like he really did pick that out. A lot of them are picking their own fashion. They're picking their own outfit. The Zorro Batman boots too. Oh my God. All right, so they're back in the crib and your boy Drew's watching cartoons and your boy Kane shuts him off and he's like, blah. And then he's like, you just jealous, man. And he's like, what? He's like, man, I'm running things. And then Drew's like, man, you're not smart enough to run anything. Then this gets in under Kane's like collar a little bit. So then he goes for the undercarriage. He goes with the Everett stories. Like your boy,
exactly.
Drew actually goes at him and smashes him up against the wall. And that looks like it's not about to last long until they start doing the New Edition fight. I don't know if you saw that when they were on the ground and they slap boxing and nobody's really getting punched. So I'm like, what is going on? Zoe comes and breaks it up. You know, he's trying to shut it down or whatnot. Yep. But then your boy Kane leaves that off with, you better handle that business before somebody else does, which is a veiled threats. You know what I mean? So he's like, yeah, Drew is getting hardcore. He puts the little mask on and whatnot, COVID associated. And he goes up and pulls the little gat out. He's about to smoke your boy. But then he gets a text from him. And he's like, I love you too, blah, blah, blah.
So he done often, like, but he should have.
But I'm wondering what the conversation was after that. Because really, he needs to put your boy on point because somebody's coming to kill him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you protect him and protect the family at the same time, because if you tell him, he's going to know what's coming. And he's probably going to snitch. If you don't tell him, he's probably going to end up dead.
So now Monet grabs the guard. She's got the guard dog now, because what's happening is earlier when Zoe told Mecca that, you know, he's going to be running stuff, he said, oh, I'm going to give all my product to you. So that cuts out Kane. So then Kane is just like, he has no products. So he goes and tells Monet, we got to get the rest of this money up to Davis, or else we're really going to be screwed. We're not going to know what's going on there. So she puts the pressure on him. And then so he goes to try to put the pressure on Tariq a little bit, try to see if we can brainstorm. He's like, I don't have no more supply for you. Tariq's like, and you coming to me for this and you the plug? So everybody like hands up in the air, right? Towards the end of the episode, Kane comes back a little bit and he said, there's money out there. You just have to know how to get it. And then it's like, oh, he's scheming a little bit. One thing, your girl, Courtney Kemp, show creator and runner with 50 Cent, did say earlier that Kane is going to get smarter as time goes on. Now, here's the thing. You could probably say that is a possibility. You can't say that your boy Zeke is going to get smarter as the game goes on.
He's dumb as a box of rocks.
Yes, he's a human brick.
Very dense individual.
But one thing you got to say about Kane is, how does this dude have so much skills with being able to get around high-end car alarms? Remember they did to the Braden Mobile, right? I
don't know how we got into that Bentley.
And then a Bentley.
First of all, I don't know how we got it. First of all, it's German, so I know the security system is impeccable.
Yo.
So I don't know how he got around, but whatever, it happened. The funniest part about it was that McClane Davis knew exactly who it was from the begin with. He said, bro, if you shoot me, you shoot me, I'm the only thing that's keeping your name out of this.
For y'all out of that.
Yeah.
You know, your boy is like trying to figure out, he's like trying to like put it together. And Monet comes back home and Zoe is sitting up there, chest and tummy all out, roses everywhere, you know, is trying to make her sex and all that good stuff. You know, for making up for all those years, you came in that ratty old lingerie, conjugal visit mattress. But what happens? There's some kind of tattoo on his chest, a spider web on the joint.
Yeah.
Is this a connection that's coming up? And I thought it was just the perfect segue when they're sitting on Zoe's side of the bed and a message pops up from Rocky saying it's done, as if the Baker Street killers are eliminated. Monet's phone pops up and it's D. Can we talk? Now, if you notice from earlier in the episode, Diana caught a message from D talking about, he needed to talk to Nene. So she was like,
yeah, but that's what I was gonna say. What leads me to believe that Mecca's ultimate goal was get the Broad Street out of there, bring in his own guys, and he gonna move Zoe out the picture. Because then he brings in his own guys, fucking needs Zoe for.
All right, so now what happens is last pitch effort. Sachs rushes in. You know, he's got Tamika by him. He's got Jenny by him, and they offered him a 5-year deal. And again, your boy's not down with it, is he?
Nah, he's not going to snitch.
So there you go. Estelle just be like, I need another drink. The bar scene again, where Davis runs up on Sachs, and he's like, you went behind my back. And then Sachs is just like, yeah, but he didn't take it, so it doesn't really matter. And he's like, yeah, I guess not. And he said, but wait a minute. You know what? We need to find out. Do you have any idea, who was the...
counsel for Lauren.
He was the counsel for Lauren. He's like, wait a minute, I got some paperwork. Because that's probably what Sax might have stolen out from Jenny's briefcase again. So he goes and he puts the fear of God into Carrie. Who, by the way, she's like, she's a little tough with it. And I'm like, man, she bounces back quite fast. Because she was a quivering mess before Tate talked to her and pumped her up again. She was like one of those like inflatable giant dudes with a high top fade. Like this. Yeah, but she bounced back a little bit. But yeah, she going down, man, because she's going to be exposed. First of all, she's not a practicing lawyer anymore, so she probably is not boarded. So she was representing Lauren when it came to Kamal Tate. And then all that Davis and them have to do is prove that, she's manipulating students and she is doing this to take the heat off of who she had a romantic twist with.
They'll get Lauren's testimony thrown out in a heartbeat.
And look, now Reek doesn't even have to testify about how he knew about the relationship, because Lauren's going to say, I heard this on campus. Kane is talking about, coming to Traxxas. He's talking about there's ways to get this money that's out here. And next thing you know, somebody is raiding an airplane hangar. Does that airplane hangar look familiar?
Does it?
Mecca's.
Oh, Mecca's airplane hangar.
Yeah, but some Latin dudes running it. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? So is Kane involved in that, and he's bribed some Latin dudes to run in, and then he comes and pop, saves the day? Or is he going to save the day, but also meet up with them a little later, or just take the money and the drugs that they steal from them immediately?
He's probably going to take the drugs off him, tell Mecca that he did it, but that he didn't find any of the stuff, any of the drugs, because then he's going to give it to Tariq, so Tariq can course correct back on it again, because they need that money.
But the money he steals, you know where that's going?
Going to McLean Davis.
And it goes to McLean Davis. Two birds with one stone. And it's saving two birds from going down. So I don't know what's up. So who's the next one to get capped? Are we going to be talking about MC Evie Ev? Are we talking about your girl Carrie? Are you talking about Zoe? Because Zoe can easily be sniped at any point now.
I think Zoe going to be the next one out the game.
That's possible. Or your boy, Little Guap. Little Guap's got to go, please.
I get it, but there really isn't any reason. I mean, he's not even really in the picture like that. He's just still hanging around. But at the same time, I think Zoe's going to be the next one, because I think Mecca's going to be like, oh, okay, cool. That's fine. You don't want to be with me? I'm going to off him.
Yeah.
Now what? And I control everything, because I got my soldiers in place. So they're the ones running the streets. I just off Zoe. You're not gonna be able to do anything. The soldiers are loyal to me anyways, and I control the supply. So I don't need you anymore, Monet.
You think he doesn't have any feelings for her anymore?
No, I think he does, but I think he's gonna attempt to put her in a situation where she needs him.
Yeah, man. So looks like we got the hotness coming up. That was episode 7, episode 8 is this weekend. So we got 3 more to go.
So,
yeah, there we go. So we about to wrap it up. It's gonna be coming to a head. And, who knows what's about to go down next. But until then, we'll see you next week from your boy Warhawks, your boy E-Dot, and Invisidill. Let's raise a glass. I got invisible dill glass now because mine is empty. Because Tippy stole it. Till next time. Thanks, guys.
Till next time.
I'll take care.
Peace.
You too.
Nope. What you drinking there, man?
A little Sauvignon Blanc.
Okay, there you go. Cabernet.
Cheers up.
Hey, Dill, you didn't put your glass up.
He's Invisidill.
Invisidill, but he's not in all of Dill.
I'm drinking Inviso bourbon.
Ah, there you go. Goes down smooth. So smooth you can't even see it.